But there were highs as well as lows. It was as though they said everybody was picking on the man who had more practical real-life experiences than the whole batch of them put together. You want to stick with one sport and master one thing and be good, yeah, you might be able to go to more combines. But the life experiences and athleticism you get from playing 3 sports or whatever will stick with you and help you progress. I think it's time we had a president who carried the same life experiences into the White House as most ordinary Americans. When you are chiseling a sculpture, it won't happen in one day, it happens over a period of time. It's the same way that my personality has changed over the past 15 years. I am not the same person I used to be, and my life experiences are what have made me. Because of our social circumstances, male and female are really 2 cultures and their life experiences are utterly different. Talent and effort, combined with our various backgrounds and life experiences, has always been the lifeblood of our singular American genius. There's always going to be life experiences that find their way into my songs. I think life experiences are different for people who know what they want as children. A vision is like an oasis in a desert. You can't have it all the time, as you need to keep on continuing your journey through the desert of life experiences, full of faith trials. I am not so concerned about waiting for a vision to appear because I know it will come to me when I least expect it. I still do have visions that inspire my work. Inspiration for my music just comes from, my life experiences. A lot of my work comes from my life experiences. Often you hear stories about never working with children. I disagree because children still have that residual magical thinking. They haven't had their imagination knocked out of them by turning into adults and life experiences. Life experiences can, at times, be quite humbling, but you learn from them. But I like the changes in my life and what kind of person they've made me into. I'm very open, not as judgmental as I was in my 20s, and a lot more compassionate. I have a lot of compassion for human beings in life experiences, so I allow myself to feel what these characters are feeling and don't have a problem accepting that. We are increasingly open to understanding how we are all connected and that if we sink the ship that we are all on, we all drown. However, we have simultaneously become so focused on our own life experiences that we think we are alone. My inspiration comes from my real life experiences. You can't go into new life experiences without the understanding that you may fail, but knowing you might fail can't stop you from trying. I think the reason why a lot of young people are such screw-ups, is oftentimes they didn't have the luxury I had of forming important relationships and opinions and life experiences before having success. Life experiences cannot be learnt on the film set or in front of the camera. A writer's work often reflects what he or she has been exposed to in life, experiences which are the groundwork of a poem or a story. The drive toward life is protective, thoughtful, vulnerable, and invested in immaculate love. It is this last that marks the difference between a wise heart muddy with real-life experiences in the trenches and a dry heart that functions on rote concepts alone. I've always been spontaneous and outgoing. I've tried lots of things, so I've got some good life experiences, which is great, 'cause it means I've got lots of material to work with as an actor. We're not in high school anymore, and we've had a little more life experiences to help us better understand what we're going through in terms of stardom and recognition. I've got my interests and my life experiences as I'm putting lyrics together, and if you start looking at patterns, you start thinking, well, what am I really singing about here? A lot of it seems to be a battle for some freedom against oppressive forces. That seems to be a theme in a lot of the albums I've done. You want people with different life experiences as a backstop against bad decision. My approach as an actor has always been the same, in that the greatest gift that you're ever going to have is your imagination, because you're not going to have all life experiences. So you draw on things that are sort of close to it, but you spend your time expanding on it or drawing something specific on whatever your situation is. To a point, family does that, and a couple of life experiences, both positive and negative, that have definitely altered my perception on rugby. Whereas my first 28 to 29 years, rugby was the entire focus, which was not that healthy. Now you realize what is really important. Everyone's music is made of their own life experiences. What I enjoy most is traveling to different places and meeting new people. For me, it's all about life experiences, and I'm very grateful that acting allows me so many interesting and fulfilling ones. Sometimes, reading my own media, the negativity can upset me, but I just deal with things on a positive basis. I mean, I have up to 20,000 people singing my words back to me on a nightly basis, they share my hopes and fears, and they relate to my own life experiences. Life can be pretty isolating, but that connection is always amazing. My life, the life I'm living, that's where all my inspiration comes from. Real life experiences. At the end of the day, when it comes time to make that decision, as president, all you have to guide you are your values, and your vision, and the life experiences that make you who you are. Customers have different need states and life experiences. The positives outweigh the negatives. I would not be the person I am today without the experience I got from playing rugby league, the friendships and bonds and life experiences, traveling the world. As you get older, subconsciously you start thinking about mortality and protecting your offspring. It opens up a whole new avenue of life experiences. Because of my life experiences, I understand that I have an opportunity to help other women. I have the desire and the ability. You go through life experiences. Each record captures a different turning point in my life. Just as we accumulate memories of facts by integrating them into a network, we accumulate life experiences by integrating them into a web of other chronological memories. The denser the web, the denser the experience of time. It's easier for me to write certain character types because of my own life experiences, but I find it too artistically limiting to only write about red-headed kids who grew up in small-town Montana. That's really part of the fun of fantasy, I think. Our imagination is basically unlimited. Okay, that's a terrifying thing about fantasy, too. Country music is great music because it really comes from real-life experiences. It is such a great haven for reality. I do believe that every person has an equal opportunity to be a good and wise judge regardless of their background or life experiences. I've had more life experiences than most people that are older than me. A face is a road map of someone's life. Without any need to amplify that or draw attention to it, there's a great deal that's communicated about who this person is and what their life experiences have been. I'm always inspired to write, and it's usually my own life experiences that inspire me. My dad was born in 1909, my mother in 1914, I believe. Their life experiences were different than younger parents, so I grew up with a different perspective. I don't personally look to my own life experiences for answers about how to play a scene. I want to state up front, unequivocally and without doubt, I do not believe that any racial, ethnic or gender group has an advantage in sound judging. I do believe that every person has an equal opportunity to be a good and wise judge, regardless of their background or life experiences. Nearly everything that defines much of our daily experiences is consummatory in nature. Yes, we consume products and services, but we also consume life experiences, religious narratives, art, literature, and ideas. I am extremely excited to develop and design a brand representative of my life, experiences and style. Working closely with Cherokee will help establish a worldwide presence with best-in-class retailers and category leaders. I was just trying to coach and that was the only thing I knew. Coach the team. I think for me, 10 years later and a lot of life experiences later, I'm more aware of the partnership that has to take place. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.